attracting people from outside of the continent, within the continent, because there is a tendency for people to think that their own problem or their own solution is the only solution or the only problem that exists. But I think that with the people who are coming from other parts of the continent, I think we can all learn from each other about what we are doing right, how we are doing it, how can we do better, and maybe they can also learn something from the work that they are doing as well. So on this note, let me thank you very much for taking the trouble of coming to this meeting, and especially with all the warnings and the alerts and other things. And I'm hoping that this is going to be a rewarding and an effective conference that all of us can learn something from it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Kole Shatima. We are still introducing, my lords, with your kind permission. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to also introduce and recognize the presence of Mr. J.B. Muntangana, Senior Advocate of Rwanda. Very much welcome, sir. We also want to recognize the presence of the Executive Secretary of the Administration of Criminal Justice Monitoring Committee, who is here in person, Mr. Suleiman Dawodu. You're very much welcome, sir. We also want to recognize the representative, or the chairman of the ICPC, represented here by the Director of Legal, Mr. Henry Amore. Mr. Henry Amore, you're very much welcome, sir. And then we also want to recognize at this point Mr. Bayo Akinlade. I'm sure many people know Mr. Bayo Akinlade, the former chairman of the MBA Korodu branch. You're very much welcome, Mr. Bayo. It should be somewhere in the hall, okay, right there at the back. At this point, we're going to call on the representative of the Controller General of the Correctional Service, Nigerian Correctional Service, Controller Nwakeze. She is here representing, or he is here representing the Director, the Controller General of the Correctional Service for his goodwill message. Another round of applause again for Controller Nwakeze, representing the Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service. You're very much welcome, sir.
My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice of the Federation, other my lords present, please permit me to rely on already established protocol. I came late, I don't know what the protocol has been, so I don't mess it up. First of all, I want to, on behalf of the Controller General of Nigerian Correctional Service, Aliru Nababa, FCMC, MNI, MFR, who could have loved to be here personally, but because of exigencies of duties, he was unavoidably absent. And he has asked me to deliver his speech. So what my CG is talking through me. I'm only a messenger of the CG. On that note, I want to thank all of you for, first of all, giving us the opportunity to be part of this program, which is very, very timely. At this particular time, we have a lot of security challenges here and there. And so it is brainstorming something. And my CG has asked me to just tell you that he's very happy and is delighted and he feels honored for the opportunity given to him. So let me just go direct to that little remark he made. It is a privilege and the honor to be here at this conference for criminal justice stakeholders in sub-Saharan Africa, which provides a platform to facilitate the exchange of knowledge and experience among players in the criminal justice system in sub-Saharan Africa. This conference is coming at the right time when most of the criminal justice systems in the region are grappling with issues such as slow dispensation of justice that has led to overcrowding and high number of pretrial inmates, as well as pressure on correctional facilities in the region. I want to assure you that the Nigerian Correctional Service has since rolled out measures to ensure that humane and safe custody of offenders produce pretrial inmates in court as at when due, as well as synergizing with other stakeholders in the criminal justice system for speedy dispensation of justice in Nigeria. the signing into law of the Nigerian Correctional Service Act 2019 has provided the leverage to improve our service delivery, especially as it relates to custodial and non-custodial functions. As we all know, the new act empowers the Nigerian Correctional Service to supervise offenders who are sentenced to non-custodial sanctions, such as probation, community service, parole, among others. The service has since kick-started its implementation, and in the various local government areas of the Federation, our officers and men are posted to administer offenders serving non-custodial sentences. In fact, just recently, the Controller General he inaugurated the national and the state parole boards as part of our effort towards reforming our penal system in Nigeria. May I use this medium to enjoin you to support the service in its quest of improving the condition of our correctional centers in Nigeria. It is my hope that this conference will provide a leeway for the enhancement of the criminal justice system in Nigeria, in particular Sub-Saharan Africa in general. Thank you very much, and God bless all of you.
Thank you very much, once again, the representative of the Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service. As we proceed, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, we want to also recognize a few other persons who are with us this morning. Some of them may also be joining us virtually. The first person in this list now is Mr. Mike Batley, the CEO of Restorative Justice Center, South Africa. You're welcome, sir. We also want to recognize Professor Mary Ann Ajayi, Associate Professor of Law with Bowen University. You're very much welcome, ma'am. We also want to recognize and welcome Dr. Suzy Oyakire with the University of Benin, a senior lecturer. You're very much welcome, ma. Also a lecturer with the Law Faculty, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, Dr. Uju Peace Okeke. Are you here? You're very much welcome, even in absentia. At this point, we'll be calling on the representative of the Chief Justice of Ghana, who, for his goodwill message, Justice Nicholas M.C. Abodapi. You're very much welcome, sir.
I acknowledge the presence of Justice C.C. Nwenze, the representative of the Chief Justice of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the representative of Dr. Oliver Stolcom, the UN ODC representative, the Executive Director, Jury Trust Center for Social Legal Research, colleague justices from other African nations, professors and teachers of the law from universities in Nigeria and other African nations here present. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to join you here today. Let me begin by extending the warmest regards of His Lordship Justice Enin Yeboah, Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, to all of you and his best wishes for the success of this auspicious conference. His Lordship fully shares and identifies with the aims of the conference and would have loved to be here himself had it not clashed with a previously agreed and equally important commitment. In the event, it is my honor and privilege to represent him here and to convey the support of the entire judicial system of Ghana. I want to thank the Jury Trust Center for Social Legal Research and Documentation for the kind invitation, which I believe is rooted in the recognition that there is much that we can learn from one another. Here, in our part of the world, it is not only our shared history and common experiences that bind us, but the very African concept of being there for one another, of supporting one another and sharing with one another whatever we are blessed with. That gives occasions like this meaning. As we learn and grow, sharing our knowledge and experiences in one way or another will be critical to our success. In Africa, again, we know that one person cannot be truly deemed successful if his neighbors and neighborhood are in shambles. So I thank you for recognizing these truths in convening this conference and inviting us here. Our criminal justice system are not as developed as well-honed as others in other parts of the world. Nonetheless, in the last 6 years in Ghana, we have made several strides. Our aim has been to develop a system that offers every citizen a fair hearing and expeditious as possible an opportunity, if guilty, the benefit of a restorative program that not only punishes and corrects, but allows the citizen a path back into society. Our efforts have, of course, been tempered by the reality of our socio-economic conditions. Our unfortunate reality means that too many of our citizens have spent far too long waiting for their day in court. And when that day comes, for it to take too long to end. In recent times, however, through a number of innovative initiatives, we have made decent progress. I speak here of Justice for All program, for example, through which we have expedited the cases of people held in remand for interminable periods. The program brings the legal system into the prisons with lawyers, judges, and the whole architecture so that the hearing can be conducted and citizens receive justice. The program, commended internationally, is the result of partnership and dedicated service from multiple stakeholders, including the Judicial Service, the Attorney General's Office, and the Legal Service, the Police Service, Prison Service, and non-governmental organizations. And it is an approach that I believe is worthy of study and emulation. So the court is actually moved into the prison premises physically with all the relevant players there in the prisons. Another thing we have done is to take advantage of modern technology. When we made decision to computerize our court system, we have taken every opportunity to deploy these new digital tools to serve the goal of justice. This has been accelerated in the last few years with the introduction of a case tracking system, the e-justice platform, and virtual courts. Lawyers, litigants, and other users of the court system now can have up-to-date access to filings and documents and conduct proceedings remotely because of the case tracking system. This digitalized system also means that we can now get rid of another boogeyman of the legal system, that's the missing dockets. These initiatives are particularly useful when COVID-19 pandemic struck, and we were able to conduct hearings virtually, for example. Even as the pandemic recedes, they remain as useful as ever. A virtual hearing means that travel is no longer required. Everyone can join from a remote location, and delays are substantially reduced. All of these interventions, as I have already pointed out, are geared towards the good justice system in our countries as a result of this conference. Thank you all. I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, my Lord, the representative of Chief Justice of Ghana, in person of Justice Nicholas Abodakpe. Thank you very much. Before we go on to the next program, may I recognize the presence of Dr. M.A. Abdurrahim Mustafa, an associate professor of law, University of Ilorin. You are welcome, ma'am. Thank you very much. We have the Executive Director of Restorative Justice for Africa Initiative, Osarium and Grace Omari in the house. We recognize you in absentia. May I also recognize the first police officer that took silk in Nigeria in person of Mr. Simon Lowe, Deputy Commissioner of Police. Recognize you in absentia. So may I also have the pleasure of recognizing members of the cohorts of Administration of Criminal Justice in Nigeria. I recognize Center for Fiscal Transparency and Integrity Watch. If you have a representative here, you are recognized. Of course, the Nigerian Bar Association, ably represented. I know that we have members from different branches in Abuja. My very branch, Gwagwalada branch, is ably represented. Members of Gwagwalada branch, recognize you, you are welcome. Members of Buhari branch of MBA, you are recognized. Members of the Garuki branch, the Unity Bar, and the Yaya branch, you are all recognized. The ICPC, you are recognized. The Representative Director of Legal, thank you very much for coming around. So we recognize all the members of the Justice Cohorts. Without much ado, may I invite the representative of Honorable Justice Olukayode Ariwola, GCO and the Chief Justice of Nigeria, to deliver the opening remark. And as I've said before, he is ably represented by a Justice of the Supreme Court of Nigeria in person of Honorable Justice Sentus C. Nweze. You are welcome, my Lord.
Good morning, Bernard. Ladies and gentlemen, my assignment here is a very simple one. It is to, on behalf of His Lordship, the distinguished Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, GCON, welcome you to this. Dr. Kole Shetima has insisted that it is not Maiden. This inaugural conference on criminal justice in the region. His Lordship would have loved to be here, but as expected, the exigencies of duty have pulled him away. And so he wishes you well in this conference. His Lordship notes when he saw the program that justices from other jurisdictions are here, professors of law from other jurisdictions are here, but the organizers did not deem it fit to invite Nigerian judges. Well, this may well be a mistake, or so I don't know. I hope that in the next time you'll be able to invite our judges so that they'll hear from practitioners, professors of law who teach these tenets and so on. On behalf of His Lordship, I welcome you all. And on his behalf, I declare this function open.
Thank you very much, my Lord, for these short welcoming remarks and for declaring the occasion open. As we have all heard, the occasion is open, and we shall commence with the second session after tea break. But before then, group photograph will be taken. Thank you very much for coming. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Yes. The arrangement for group photograph is that the first panel will take. Okay. Mr. Daladi Plank, please kindly join. You are welcome. Ghana, representatives of Chief Justice, please be on the standby. Justice from Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, please be on the standby. Yes. I think we can come up now. Please. Wait. Representative of UNODC, kindly please. Mr. Jaibo, please.